welcome to another episode of Anderson TV. I'm Josiah Anderson. So today you're going to watch me speak Norwegian. And not only that, but we're going to talk some things about Norway today. So I know that I posted a video about 7 things about Norway, 7 things about Sweden, things about Finland, all the Nordic countries. But I'm just going to talk some fun facts about Norway. After that, get to watch me speak a little bit of Norwegian, because I have been learning Norwegian as one of the languages that I've been learning right next to Latin in high school, Japanese since I was 10 years old, speaking Ukrainian for about a few years. I only speak a little bit, and plenty of other languages that I never really got back to, but I said my New Year's resolution was going to learn more languages this year. So, I'm definitely going to learn Norwegian. Going to try to speak Norwegian because I've been learning it a little bit. So, I'm going to talk all about the language and all about the country. So, we'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Okay, everyone, so here are sentences in Norwegian. So you probably already know that's hello, but it's pronounced hallo. Hallo. So, the Swedish hello is actually the Norwegian hello too. I mean, they're not that far from each other. So, how are you in Norwegian is hvordan har du det? I'm doing well is jeg tar det bra. And like, for example, if you want to say my name is what? So let's use my name for example. Mitt navn Josiah. Well, in Norway and Sweden and other like European and Nordic countries, of course, they pronounce the J differently. And actually I learned this in my Latin class that, of course, I don't think J was invented during Latin times. Of course, instead they would use an I. So anyways, of course, if this was a time before the letter J was even made, of course, my name would just be with an I. So it looks like it would pronounce Josiah, but it's just Josiah. So it's because that I don't think Y has been invented either. So, jeg snakker litt norsk. I speak a little Norwegian. It is true, by the way, because I haven't been learning it very long. So I only speak a little bit of it. So it's like that I speak a little Ukrainian, but find that sentence when you guys would check out that video that I also speak a little Norwegian as well. So, I'm American. Jeg amerikaner. So, how to say thank you in Norwegian is takk. And how to say goodbye in Norwegian is adieu. Yeah, it sounds similar to adios in Spanish, but it's audio. And notice the O here. So it's really pronounced U. So you have to put a little bit of emphasis into that O, because it may look like an O, but O-E is really how it's pronounced here. So O with a little slash through it is pronounced Oi. So they do it in Norway. In Sweden, in Swedish language, of course, they do it with the OE. Or just the OE mixed in together. So Kind of like that. Kind of like that, for example. So, but in Norwegian, of course, they just use O slash druid. All right, so now that we talked about the language in Norway, so let's get into the fun facts of Norway, which I have for you. Okay, so let's start with number one. So Norway introduced salmon sushi to Japan in the 1980s. So Norwegian exporters brought salmon to Japan and popularized its use in sushi, revolutionizing the dish globally. Oh, really? So thank Norway for making Japanese sushi better. So number two, the Lærdal Tunnel is the longest road tunnel in the world. The Lærdal Tunnel connects Lærdal and Arland in western Norway, saving travelers hours of travel time. The tunnel is 24,509 meters long and stretched between Arland and Lærdal in Vestland. The construction started in 1955 and was opened in the year 2000 by King Harald V. So, pull up a picture of the Lærdal Tunnel and see it for yourself. Or go visit Norway and see it for yourself. Okay, so number three, Norway tops the Winter Olympics medal count. So Norway holds record with 405 Winter Olympic medals with dominance in skiing, biathlon, and skating. The United States, 330, Germany, 267, Austria, 250, and Canada, 225. So, in the end, I'm going to find out when this article was made because I don't really follow the Olympics that closely. So, let me know in the comments that that's actually true because I'm not so sure about that. So, the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony is held annually in Oslo. Oslo has hosted the Nobel Peace Prize ceremony since 1901. Honoring individuals and groups promoting global peace. In 2024, the prize was awarded to Nihon Hidankyo, an organization of survivors from the 1945 atomic bombings of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. So number five, the midnight sun and polar nights occur only in northern Norway. Northern Norway is the only place to experience the midnight sun with months of endless daylight and polar nights where winter brings prolonged darkness. There's a place in Alaska that will go with like 6 months of darkness. I mean, or is it Alaska? I think I heard it on the news about years ago. I don't remember what exactly was said. Let me know if it's somewhere in Alaska because I know that there's a place there that is like dark for 6 months during winter. So if you don't know what the midnight sun is or polar night, I will explain. So coffee guests at midnight or canoeing the fjords at 1 a.m., everything is possible. The northern Norway has 76 days of midnight sun in the period between May and July. Oh, May is next month. The longer the north you go, the more midnight sun you will get. Above the polar cycle, you can expect midnight sun all day around the summer. And on Svalbard, the sun doesn't set at all between April, that's this month, to the end of August. The polar night, so you guys might know what that is. So, you guys might guess that Norway is also in the northern hemisphere because remember, there are two hemispheres. You have the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. We're in the United States, so we're in the northern hemisphere. So, and you know, the seasons are different depending on which hemisphere you're in. So like, for example, we're in spring here in the northern hemisphere. So, which means that it must be the fall in the southern hemisphere. So, let me try this again. So, if it is summer in the northern hemisphere, then that means in the southern hemisphere, it must be winter. Exactly. So, let me skip ahead to number 8. So, Svalbard has 270 polar bears and 2,700 people. The Arctic archipelago of Svalbard is located between mainland Norway and the North Pole and home to around 300 polar bears and 2,945 human residents. Though it is part of Norway, Svalbard is governed by the 1920 Svalbard Treaty, granting Norway sovereignty while allowing citizens of signatory countries to live and work there. Here's something interesting. Norwegians are among the world's most avid readers. So, according to 2024 data from CEO World magazine, Norwegians read 6.5 books per year. It puts them in 18th place globally. I wonder who's number 1. Okay, so this is about the language. So this will probably be the last fact that I'll talk about. So Norwegian has 2 official written languages, Bokmål and Nynorsk. So we have a chart here. So Bokmål is used by the majority of Norwegians, about 85 to 90% of them. It evolved from Danish-influenced Norwegian. And the learning requirements, it is taught as a primary language in most schools. In literature, it is widely used in books, newspapers, and formal writing. And the dialects, you have Eastern Norwegian dialect. Now, Nynorsk is a bit more rare. So, Nynorsk is used by 10 to 15% of the population. It developed from Old Norwegian and local dialects. It is taught as a secondary language in schools. It is used in literature and cultural texts, especially for rural areas. And the dialect they have is Western Norwegian dialect. So it depends on where you are in Norway. So you either hear from the Bokmål Norwegians or the Nynorsk Norwegians. Okay, so those are all the facts on Norway and the language. And I obviously need to work on the language a bit more. So anyways, we'll be right back. Hey everyone, so that is it for today's episode. So you notice the setting where I'm doing this. I'm actually subbing for a teacher here at Green Oaks High School. So it's a very nice school. So notice the flag in Norway because that's what we've been talking about this episode. So I'm doing this on a Friday, and I know I'm a bit late in doing this. And I'm also a bit late in getting the book done called Brainwash, which I talk about how 3 ideologies spread into American society today: communism, Marxism, and socialism. How did those ideologies cross into American society today? So that's what I will talk about in my book. I haven't been working on it because I've mostly been distracted a lot by what has been happening for the past almost a month now. So anyways, but I'm still doing episodes of the 47. I think you can expect, so William Henry Harrison and John Tyler was released last week. This week is James K. Polk and Zachary Taylor. So if you guys are asking, when will we get to Abraham Lincoln? Hold your horses, because Abraham Lincoln will be coming in just in a matter of Matter of weeks. I would say about 2 weeks, 2 or 3 weeks or so, because I'm releasing 2 episodes of the 47 at once, just to speed up the process. Now, I could do 3 episodes at once. I could do that. Okay, so that is it for this episode. I'm Josiah Anderson, signing off. Goodbye, everyone, and have a nice rest of your week and a nice weekend. And I will see you all next week.